We begin another week together, and we're about to begin another month together because tomorrow is the first day of February. Not only is it a Monday, thus a Chillstream, and the first day of February, but it is Hourly Comic Day. And I explained this in last week's vlog, but I'll catch you up if you're new to this. So for every hour that you're awake, you do a short comic, just kind of encapsulating what happened during that hour. That's going to be real fun and interesting tomorrow. Because like I said, we have a chill stream going on, so I will do my best. I've done it every year since SCAD. I will try. Anyway, you'll be able to find those on my Instagram at instagram.com/natosoup, since this is going to go live on Saturday. After that, Monday should be a little bit further down, but not impossible to find. So this week, not only do I have the chill stream and Hourly Comic Day, but my dad's birthday is on the 3rd, and my family was hoping to do something small to celebrate. And I have Art Squad on Thursday. So, and I wanted to resume my weekly, like hang out together, paint together workshops on Friday evenings. So I mentioned this in the Crayola art sprayer video, but I'm going to be working through my how to draw flowers and just doing one every Friday night until we're done. There's like 18 of them, so that's 18 weeks. That's plenty of content. So if you enjoy hanging out and chatting and the chill streams don't really work out for you, the flower painting streams might be more your jam. I also want to point out, last week I was really struggling with how my videos do and with views. Part of that was emotionally tied to something else that's going on. So normally I can deal with it a little bit better, and it just really got me down this week. It is not a topic I care about, but it is not the end all be all. And also these vlogs and some of the more informal videos I've been sharing have been doing well, and my chill streams have been doing well for me comparatively. You know, I see progress. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's not something I'm going to complain about all the time. It just hit me really hard last week, and I was having trouble kind of getting over it. But that Kirkus reaching out to me and saying they wanted to include Kara in their February edition, like really just buoyed me up, and I feel a lot better now. So that's good. I also want to work on a couple things this week. I want to work on getting the Rembrandt Fieldtest finally done. The unbox and swatch was released a while back. Want to finally get the actual field test done. So I am going to paint this illustration from Needlefelting Living Volume 3, so chanterelle mushrooms. And then I was kind of hoping I could stretch and maybe get around to painting this illustration here, this very Louisiana illustration of, the theme was water lilies, and that's from the 2009 Needlefelting Living as well. What else? Gee, I'm kind of hoping that since I'm feeling a little bit better and more genki, I can get back to working on chapter 9 of volume 3, the Tanner chapter, as I call it. And I also need to get that Mardi Gras promotion out and rolling. I'm waiting on the postcards to come in from Moo, but I have everything else for it together, so I need to get the promotion up on the site and maybe do a little video about it or something, and maybe get some ads rolling. So fingers crossed that I can get it today. So today, I need to go buy some black color pencils, because that's what I always use for Hourly Comic Day, and I cannot possibly use anything else. I'm weird. I wanted to hit David's, but David's is closed, it being a Sunday, so we're going to hit Michael's instead. I also have to drop something off, and ideally I would get this stretched, maybe start this. And I also want to do some designs for the wood burning kit that we're doing on the chill stream tomorrow. My mom has been a really wonderful guest, but there is one thing she insists she will not do, and I have to respect it. She does not draw. She doesn't like to draw. I think it makes her feel vulnerable and uncomfortable. I've never seen her draw. I think I saw her draw like a mitten one time my whole life. I've never seen her draw. So I wanted to prepare some designs so that we can just focus on the wood burning, and I don't have to put her on the spot in a situation she's not comfortable with. I always miss my dad. My dad passed away of lung cancer several years ago, but like it's times like this where I like really miss my dad, because it would have been really cool to have my dad on the stream and to just like chill out and maybe get some stories of his childhood growing up on a farm in Franklinton. And he was the one who liked drawing. Like, my mom is artistic in her own way, but it's more like arts and crafts, and my dad liked to draw. So it would have been cool to like hang out and do wood burning and like draw with my dad. So if your dad is still around and you guys have a pretty good relationship, you don't like hate each other or anything, go give your dad a hug if you can, please. For me, I cannot hug my dad anymore, so hug your dad for me. Anyway, I am gonna try real hard this week to stay under 90 minutes for the vlog. A lot just happened last week, and I do like talking to you guys about things I think about and things I feel. So I don't mind that it ran long, but like 3 videos is a titch much. It's a bit much. So 2 seem to be okay, but I'm really gunning for that 1. So let's make today a good day, and join me while we do many things, possibly badly, all at the same time. So I've mentioned before that one of my goals with these vlogs is to actually show you what it's like living in Louisiana, because there's a lot of dumb misconceptions about life here. So, oh, it's so beautiful out today. It is a seriously gorgeous day. Look at that sky. Listen to them birds. Look at that grass. I mean, it's mostly dollarweed, but it's green. So one of the goals I have is to convince more other artists to either move back down here or to move down here, because it's way more affordable and the weather is gorgeous, and that way I can make my own artist colony. It's like 75 degrees out. It's so nice. You might as well set up a cot for me here, because I feel like I basically live at like Michael's and Walmart. Oh, they sell fabric now. That's new. And they've got a cutting table. Huh, for decades, you could come to Michael's and you couldn't buy fabric. And I always thought it was weird that you couldn't buy fabric at Michael's. Huh. That's cool. Oh, look, look, look. This is cool too. They have a chart for what you need for, like, you know, just some basic stuff. That's kind of cool. Huh. Hey guys, check this out. To me, this is crazy. All right, so we've got a bunch of $7, $8, $9 bottles. We even have some $3 bottles. That's a good price. And then we come to a $31 bottle of P.H. Martin's fountain pen ink. Why so expensive? So normally I would hit Five Below as well, but Joseph knows what Five Below means, so not today. Hey art nerds, tomorrow we're gonna set stuff on fire. We're doing our chill stream on using a wood burning kit. This is something me and my mom have never done before. I did read the reviews on Amazon though, and I bought the one that was recommended, so at least we've got that right. I have here several different laser cut and wooden brown blanks, and my goal is we can make something at least possible with our efforts tomorrow. So join me tomorrow afternoon, sometime after 4, and let's set some wood on fire. See you guys then. So I was sort of thinking of trying something. I have this Crayola airbrush that you guys saw me talk about on a stream, and I know I can get some really nice gradients. I also know that since Crayolas are water soluble, if I spritz them with water, I can get kind of a rainbow blend effect. So what I was thinking of doing was I was thinking on a sheet of paper, not just on my desktop, airbrushing a lot of Crayola down, spritzing it with water, and then dropping this in and letting it dry and seeing how that turns out. So this might totally fail, but what's the fun in life if you don't experiment and play? So let's find out together whether this will work, and then tomorrow we might even wood burn it. So I'm about to start the Rembrandt field test. I've got my illustration stretched on a stretcher board. I see the paints, they're just right there. So like we've been doing, instead of, what just went out of my brain? I'll share snippets of it as a time lapse with you guys, either from this camera, the secondary camera, or snippets from that day. I think it's kind of cool to share my progress with you guys, like how a painting comes together. I think that's pretty cool. Something else. Come on, you. There it is. All right, so when I like sharing art and like asking a question and like just having conversations with you guys. And one of the day's prompts was just like art stuff that kind of gets on your nerves. Like other people like it, but it gets you on your nerves. And everybody had some really great answers. I said that while I like time lapses, I don't like how they create false ideas of how long it takes to make art. And a lot of people agreed with me. And I was like, you know what? I need to do something on my end to fix it. Like me mentioning, oh, this took XYZ amount of time. That's not really good enough. So we're gonna try using an old-fashioned kitchen timer to see. I don't know if I'm gonna track how much time I spend on it per day, or if I'm gonna track it overall. I may do both and just do like an added total at the end. But this will give you guys kind of a real-time view of how much time is going into it. I thought that would be kind of cool. I'm not a particularly fast painter or a fast drawer or a fast worker, so this ought to be good for me to track what I'm doing as well. Now, I do, to an extent, track how long I'm spending on pieces because I'm recording them. I can literally just stitch it all together and do the math, but that doesn't help with transparency for you guys. So hopefully this goofy thing will help in transparency with you guys. And then later when we move and I have a dedicated workspace, I think it'd be cool to have a big timer up on the wall and eventually do splice shots where you can see me working like down angle and then side angle, and you'll have the big timer on the wall. I don't know, I thought that could be kind of fun. So I was like, I could get them cheaper, but they were smaller. Hey guys, good morning. It is February 1st, so that means it's Hourly Comic Day. That's something I'm going to be working on in the background today. Last night I got some really salient criticism about how I could improve these vlogs. One of them was that I should talk to the camera like I'm talking to somebody I admire. I have anxiety problems, so sometimes talking to someone I admire, I come across as too hyper, too eager, I get really annoying. So I think I'm just going to talk to you guys more like we're just friends and just try to imagine a couple of my friends behind the camera. That's what I used to do. And then I got weird and YouTube got weird and life got weird. So I kind of forgot to do that, which is awful. But I know a lot of you guys watch these just to like hang out. And that's my goal for these too, is to feel more like you're hanging out. So I think that is definitely an area I can and should improve upon. I got so stuck in the tutorial mindset and the trying to keep videos under a certain length mindset. So you end up getting very like to the point, and there's not a lot of room to make jokes, and there's not a lot of room to just kind of be yourself. It's just beat, 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 especially with like watercolor or other really time consuming stuff. When you time lapse it, there's so much to explain, there's so much going on that you don't really have time to be yourself. And that is something that I kind of felt like I'd lost, and kind of bummed me out. So that was some excellent advice. I wish I could be chill when talking to people I admire. After I get to know them, I can, but that overriding anxiety and the fear of rejection at first just makes me so weird. So hopefully this is a better track, and I could have waited until the end of the week, but I figure no time like the present. So I woke up with a pretty egregious migraine today. Not feeling super great. It's hourly comic day, and I have a chill stream, and I need to do housework. So I'm gonna do my best, and we'll just see where my best takes me. Sometimes my best is great, and sometimes it's not good enough, but I have to accept that my best is the best I had to give, and I could not have given more. I tend to abuse myself into giving more and then pay for it later, and I need to also learn that that's not actually my best. I'm just robbing Peter to pay Paul. So it's always a learning adventure. So a couple other points I want to address, and I'm not arguing. I think they are good points, and I want to show that I am considering them or have considered them. I'm not blowing them off. This is a rental, and we're not allowed to hang stuff on the walls. So this place came pre-furnished, and it was full of the landlady's furniture, hangers, all the art that doesn't go in her big normal house is here. She doesn't even like us taking stuff off the wall, and like she had a problem with me removing the piece that she had here and hanging a light wall using the same. And she likes Joseph. I think she's nice enough. She and I don't really click, but I just don't want to like further strain the relationship. And she does come in when like stuff gets repaired, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. Some solutions I have thought of was like a foam core board that I put behind the table and just put art and stuff up on it, because I agree it feels really impersonal. It's actually, this workspace is actually kind of depressing, because I'm literally just staring, oh, with a headache, that's not a good idea. I'm staring into light, and there's no art, and it's just white walls, and it feels very constraining. So I agree with you guys that just looking at blank walls isn't fun, and I don't like it either. And when we move, I can't wait to put up like the commissions that I've purchased of Kara and Naomi over the years, and like my friends' art and stuff like that, and make it feel more like a space I want to be in. Because like it's a nice little cubby, but it's very impersonal, and there's just not a lot. And people have suggested like taping things to the walls. This is cheap paint. It will come off with tape. They've also suggested like command strips. I've had bad experiences with command strips just ripping the paint off. It's usually on like cinder block walls where they use latex paint. It'll just rip it. Or cheap paint, it will like leave an oil slick stain on it. So we don't plan on being here long term. Otherwise, I would just be like, well, we'll just fix it, you know. But since we are looking for a house, I just kind of figured I would deal with it. So I think that is an excellent suggestion, and I agree with it, and I want to do it. I don't necessarily feel like, other than doing the foam core board, which is probably, I'll probably do that. So I agree with that. And the other suggestion was about fading music in and out, and I do that with my longer videos, my time lapses, because spoiler, I edit on my phone. I edit on my older phone, my S7, and the editing app allows for that, whereas the editing app on the S20 is honestly kind of garbage. Like, you can't do voiceovers on the S20. I haven't figured it out. Which doesn't mean you can't, it just means I haven't figured it out. And you can't fade the music, and you can't have multiple pieces of music in one movie, and you can't have multiple movie sessions saved. It is such a downgrade. The movie editing app in the S20 is such a downgrade from the S7. So if you guys edit on your phone as well, and you have something you like and can recommend, let me know. I don't mind paying for it. I just don't want to pay for something and then it'd be bad. So on that note though, I finally downloaded Sony Vega, which I purchased it in a Humble Bundle, and my computer is having like these weird kernel errors with it, so we got to figure that out. But I also installed DaVinci Resolve, and I'm going to start playing around with that and try to stop editing on my phone. That means I can't edit in the bathtub and in bed anymore, or in the car, So it means I have to like seriously dedicate time to editing. But that could be a good thing too. I agree that higher quality is definitely an area to move towards. Sorry, my headache. So I wanted to say thank you for that, and I also just wanted to address it, that it is something I agree with you, and it's something I wanted to address, and it's an area I want to improve upon. And I thought, I did thank the commenter, but I know sometimes I can come across as disingenuous, so I wanted you guys to hear me say it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like in face-to-face, I don't come across as disingenuous, but typing, I think because I can be kind of blunt and also kind of earnest, people take that as sarcasm sometimes. So I just wanted to make sure, or that I'm being facetious. I just wanted to make sure that you guys heard me address it, and we talked about it a little bit. So not trying to make excuses, just trying to figure things out and make progress. So today, depending on how I feel, obviously, I'm going to continue working on this Rembrandt Fieldtest. They're a little, I've found that German watercolors tend to be kind of opaque. I like these better than some of the other German watercolors I've used. They are a bit opaque, but you can layer them and you can get some nice granulation, and there's some nice color pop, and they don't necessarily feel just full of optical brighteners the way some other brands feel. I think the kitchen timer thing is working out. I was kind of playing around with editing, like you saw it in yesterday's vlog, and I like that. I like that you can see like the time on it. I feel like it adds like an additional element of authenticity, and I really like that as well. So I think as long as this thing works, I'll keep working with it. Ooh, what else? Wood burning today. I'm really looking forward to it. Joseph was telling me, like, if you don't feel well enough to do XYZ, then you shouldn't do this chill stream. And he's right, but also, like, I'm really looking forward to doing wood burning, and I spent time yesterday preparing some of those wooden plaques, so I'm really hoping I will feel well enough to do it. And also, if we don't do it on Monday, there's not really room in the week to reschedule it, so it's just like a week we don't do it, and that's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to try to feel better. Okay, so finally, hourly comments. I already got two hours down. I wake up late. I wake up really late. I'm one of those people who, when I'm on, I'm like 110%, and then when I'm asleep, I'll sleep for 12 hours. And when I was in school, I would get up, but I was exhausted all the time. So I can make myself get up at like a reasonable time, but it also means I want to go to bed at 10. But like looking at other artists' hourlies, a lot of them seem to get up at 7 and then go to bed at 3, and I'm like, how do you do that? I can't do that. I'm like exhausted in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I'm exhausted in the morning. So I'm kind of thinking maybe that's why I am so slow, is maybe I'm not actually slow. I'm not putting in enough hours in the day, but I don't know. It's a self-employed gig lancer life, so maybe it doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's go do Hourly Comics Day together, huh?
Okay, so I've had a migraine all day. I've taken medicine, I've eaten food, I've iced it, I've done menthol. I'm finally starting to feel better. I just had to take today easy because sometimes the well is dry. But we're preparing to start the wood burning stream. I'm looking forward to this because I've never done wood burning before, I don't think. And as you guys saw the other day, I prepped some of the wooden planks in advance. No telling how well they'll turn out, but hey, you know, if you want the best chances of something succeeding, you got to give it your best shot. And we also have the dried Crayola watercolor one. I did this with the pipsqueaks and the airbrush, and I like how it turned out. And I think that could just be a fun technique in general, just maybe watercoloring on these wood blanks. So just waiting on my mom to get here, and we can start the stream.
Hey guys, you know, I ended up having a lot of fun doing the needle felting. Trying to do the cat was a little frustrating. A mixture of the photos in the kit were not great, and the instructions were sometimes kind of ambiguous due to a language gap, and I was frustrated at myself for my inability to needle felt an oval and only being able to needle felt a marshmallow. But you know what, I kind of stepped back. That was my first time. Today is my first time needle felting, at least on purpose. And it turned out okay. And I tried something I've never tried before. And like I said, I'm not really a sculptor. When it comes to sewing, I can do it, but my brain doesn't work as well in 3D as it does in 2D. So the fact that I tried something new, even though it was kind of out of my comfort zone, was a good thing. The more I try stuff like that, I think the more creative I get. You know what I mean? The more I try different creative pursuits, the more experience I have, the more things I know are possible, and the more ideas I end up having. So even if it doesn't always go the way I hoped or go as fast as I hoped, it's still a good thing. I'm kind of bummed that we didn't get to do the wood burning, but that was my choice to not do the wood burning. As we were kind of watching through the tutorial, I realized we really didn't have enough protective gear to do it safely, and it would be beneficial to have another wood burning kit. I'm not going to go out and buy a second wood burning kit because I only need one, but if my brother decided to buy one, or if we could maybe use Joseph's soldering iron as one, because the kit I bought comes with a soldering tip. I didn't know they were interchangeable. Then I think it would make it a lot easier. That way, you know, one person isn't just sitting and watching the other person do it, which isn't fun to participate in, even if you're the one doing the thing. And I'm sure it's not fun to watch. One of my frustrations with the streams is I feel like I spend a lot of time, because it's my house and I'm the one who buys the kits and it's my stream, I spend a lot of time getting up and fetching things or fixing things or putting things back together, and not necessarily as much time actually just trying the kit as I would like. It would be helpful if we had a larger space to record in, because I could do a different table, like one of my plastic tables, and that way we're not trying to cram 3 people around a square table. And it would definitely be helpful if I could put a wall mount on the wall and attach the camera to the wall mount, but you guys know why I can't do that. So today ended up getting away from me. I had a migraine just all day. It wasn't until 5 o'clock when the migraine finally started to kind of ease up. I did try to do hourly comics. I have several done. They're not my best, but that's okay. You know, like I said, I wasn't feeling good today. My body needed to rest, and you know, I spent years, I spent grad school fighting migraines and making myself do the work in spite of migraines and then cluster headaches. And you know, I don't have to do that anymore, so I don't. It was really cool though, seeing other people's hourly comics on Twitter. Some folks are just so productive, and that's wonderful. You know, in years past, I would have beaten myself up like, oh, you should have gotten more done today. But I'm productive many days, most days, in fact. And it's okay if today I just didn't have it. So I didn't make any progress on this today. It's like 11 o'clock now, and I was kind of thinking about just taking a bath and going to bed. But then I was like looking at this, and I was like, I might have 30 minutes of painting in me. So I'm going to put some paint on some paper and then just call it an evening. So, you know, some days are not as, I want to be careful how I say this, because I'm trying to break a cycle of beating myself up over not being productive, and I also don't want to encourage other people to beat themselves up over not being productive. So let's say today was a restful day, and appreciate the fact that it could be a restful day, and that I didn't have to kill myself today to get work done, that I could take it easier and rest, because that is a really privileged situation to be in. Many times in my life that was not my situation, and for most people they don't have that ability either. So I'm just gonna work on being grateful that I could take it easy. So anyway, I'm gonna put some paint on paper. Why don't you guys paint with me for all 50 seconds. Guys, good morning. I'm feeling kind of run down again today. I'm having a lot of upper back and neck pain. I think doing some stretches might help. I think it's just kind of residual tension from the migraine I had last night. So the timer has been working out okay so far. The only real complaint I have is it goes up to like 99 and then rolls over, and it doesn't beep or keep track or anything. So if you're not paying attention, you could lose a few hours of your life with that. But I have been paying attention. So right now, this painting here is at 151 minutes. Really goes to show you that watercolor, most of the time-consuming part is the dry time. Now there are some pieces where I end up spending days on them, maybe because I'm trying to finesse something or there's more detail. This isn't a particularly detailed illustration, but that's something I really like about watercolor, is that it doesn't have to be this massively time-consuming thing that people sometimes malign it as. So today I'm hoping to finish this piece, get it off the stretcher board, and I've also got some other errands that I need to run. I'm hoping I can hit some of the little libraries and put some of the coloring packs and original art packs that I've been making. I was talking to my mom about us resuming mask production and putting masks in some of the little libraries as well. That's kind of inspired by a local Girl Scout doing that, and Joseph makes fun of me and says that I'm doing it because I'm trying to compete with her for the award, but there are no awards for adults, and we used to give masks out like in little bags to healthcare workers pretty frequently, and the most we ever got was a thank you. So when you're an adult, the only reward you get is knowing you're doing something good. But what I really like out of this is the scavenger hunt aspect. I post about it on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and try to make it into like a mini scavenger hunt. So if there's parents who are looking for something to do with their kids, it's kind of a safe mini activity. I used to hear back from people. I haven't heard back since I moved back down here and started doing them, which is kind of a bummer, because hearing that somebody found it and enjoyed it is one of the big things about doing these. It's like, because I'm working from home and there isn't a lot of social interaction and there certainly isn't much affirmation, that's one of the, and then when we do the chill streams, you guys have seen them, right? Like I'm recording from my phone, and it's limited space and there isn't really room for a computer, and now my aunt's decided she wants to participate but nobody told me in advance, so it is increasingly limited room, and so I'm not able to keep up with the chat. Joseph does, but like if he's cooking dinner he can't keep up with it either. So it would be really helpful to have an additional moderator for that, but I know everybody's busy, so we'll figure it out. But if people are saying stuff, I miss a lot of it in the chill stream chats because of that, which is kind of a bummer. It's you kind of become detached from what you're doing, which isn't good. So anyway, I've got some errands and stuff to run today. I want to finish this, and I'm not feeling 100%, so I may, despite doing a million things, I may also take it easy and not push I always say that, but I really do push myself. So we'll see. Anyway, migraines make it real hard to think too. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on finishing this watercolor piece. Okay, I've got a fun dumb problem. So I have a lot of PWC watercolors, as you guys, well, you haven't actually seen the field test yet, so I can't say that, but I have a lot, more than what will fit in the 24 slot Meeden tin I have here. This ended up being kind of a weird color selection. So I want to try and get all of my PWCs in one place. So I have here another watercolor tin. It's a Meeden one, of course, from Amazon. I can put the link if you guys want. You can get them on AliExpress. I'm just impatient and I don't like to wait. So I remember when watercolor tins like this, because the black one you guys usually see in my videos is one I ordered years ago. I remember when they were super expensive on Amazon, and now Amazon is fairly competitive. So I got a cute one, because why not? I'm also happy that art supplies are finally coming in like aesthetically pleasing designs. Pretty similar to the black one I have, with a removable tray. Who uses these down here? I'm sure somebody does, but like I never do. Ring on the back. I don't ever use this thing as a plein air thing. Too heavy for my hand. It also comes with a bag of chiclets. So what I'm hoping to, what I need to do, I did not keep track of what is in the first tin. Just have colors. But I do have a watercolor swatch book somewhere. I don't know where. It used to live on my desk over here, and now it doesn't. So I need to track that down. But basically what I'm going to try to do
is I'm going to move all of these colors into the new tin and then add in all of the colors that, wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to move all the old colors into the new tin and then add in all the new colors. I know, super thrilling, but I think it's kind of relaxing to watch people pour paint. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. It's probably going to end up being kind of time consuming. I'm not really as good with those kind of studio organizational tasks as I should be, because I'd always rather be doing something more fun. But if you don't update your art supplies, then you find you're not using them. And I want to use these, so let's get these fixed. It's Ladybug. It's kind of early for you, friend, and you need to go outside. Please crawl on the bag, and then I can take you outside. Please, please. Come on. Please, I know you're scared. I'm sorry. Come on. Oh, come on, there we go. Yes, okay. These actually ended up being more organized than I thought. I didn't even need my swatch book because I labeled most of them with the color number. So good on me, past me. Thank you for the favor. Now there's a couple of these in here that I'm like, maybe I mislabeled them. I'm pretty sure this is green pale. So I'm just gonna roll with it. But it definitely simplifies what I need to fill. So, pretty short number here, and I can just remove the rest of them from the desk. So I'm gonna let these dry pretty much all day on my desk before we put them in the tin. But that went way easier than I expected because past me was very smart and put the color codes. So that meant I didn't have to like swatch a bunch of stuff and figure out a bunch of stuff. Now I do still need to redo the color map since we've got more colors going on, but that's pretty easy. And if I was really smart, I would have put the color numbers on that too, but yeah, you don't have to. All right guys, look at all those brown pelicans out. We came out because we wanted to get a couple of pictures of the book. Oh, they have outdoor seating now. This is Spahr's. But look at all those pelicans. Just hanging out. Oh, there's some white ones too. So this is the back of Spahr's, and this is a restaurant my parents used to take me to pretty often as a kid, and I used to love coming to Spahr's. It's like a fried seafood place, and when I was a girl they'd give out sugar canes, and I'd hoard mine so I could give them to the horses at my dad's farm. But one of the real big selling points in my opinion is it's on the back of this, and look, you can see all these pelicans just kind of hanging out. Look at him. Now here's the front. It used to be, sorry about that y'all, it is on a pretty busy road. It used to be a gas station, but they've redone it a couple times. So if you're ever in Louisiana, one thing I really recommend you try is soft shell crab. And that's basically when the crab has just molted. They fry the whole thing and you can eat it whole.
Pretty though.
Yeah. And these are their beignet king cake bites, which they look more like fried sugar donuts than like Chinese donuts than beignets.
It's dribbling underneath. Want to take one? You gonna need it? Well, that one's not so dribbling.
Oh, they're filled.
Like
These
a
are
cinnamon sugar substance?
These are like the Popeyes ones.
I don't know about that.
Like
This
it's
is
been
much better than
What
the
I mean by like the Popeyes is they're very fried. They have a hollow center, and then there's like a cinnamon sugar filling.
Popeyes.
Oh, very good. So this is the second time I've had an instance where a beignet is like this, rather than the soft, fried, pillowy
This
ones.
is much different than the ones at Popeyes.
But I can see where they got the idea. This must be a thing, and we just somehow never encountered it. But no one else I know in Louisiana has had filled beignets like this either, because I asked on Twitter, and people were like, oh, that's new to me. As beignets? Yeah, they're not. So they're kind of like Chinese fried donuts, the sugar donuts,
Yeah.
which are
With the
good.
filling.
Sugar on the outside and the sugar on the inside because
if you need a Mardi Gras outfit this year.
Go feel them. I bet you could.
Oh, they probably feel they are not as bad as I
They're
expected.
like a knit.
I'm torn because they're so ugly. They're kind of cute.
Knit.
Why are they in the men's
They're
section?
knit. They're like.
I would wear that. They're awful, but I kind of like them. They're like right on that cusp of like
I bet
too
if you wore
festive.
those at night, you'd wake your husband up, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I can't sleep with pants on.
I didn't say you were sleeping.
Oh. And then to go with your Mardi Gras suit,
Oh, wait,
just the
sweatsuit.
jacket, and this is terrible.
Wait, there's the other jacket over there.
I do kind of like the. I'm not going to spend $24 though on Mardi Gras overalls, regardless
You wouldn't Mardi Gras like a rock star.
of how I felt. Well, I did come to look at men's Mardi Gras shirts.
Well, that's.
Whew, we ended up being out longer than I expected. It's like 10 o'clock now. Where did the day go? So many places. So I've still got some stuff to do. I'm pretty tired. I actually think the migraine I had yesterday had some residual effects. I'm still kind of out of it. I'm still kind of spacey. I was word salading a lot this morning. I'm a little more cogent right now, but it's also the end of the day, so you know I'm tired. So what I want to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put the paints that are literally right below me. I'll put the paints in the meeting tray, maybe clean up a little bit in here, and then kind of depending on how I'm feeling, I might start another project, although 10 o'clock at night is usually kind of late for me to be starting another project. So anyway, it was really nice out at Spahr's with all the pelicans and just looking at the bayou and the boat launch. We also kind of drove around Bayou Gosh afterwards. That's what all those shots are from. So Bayou Gosh is, it was literally along the bayou. And it's a lot of people who make their living like fishing and crabbing. So you would have seen a lot of like crab pots and crawfish traps. That house with the little library, I tried not to show everything about it. They had a sign up that would get this video demonetized. And that was my first time. Apparently that's a popular flag to have. It was my first time seeing that flag in real life, and it was not a Confederate flag, but it might have been that plus worse. So it's kind of a weird juxtaposition that they'd have a little library, but also espouse that sentiment. So people down here can be complicated creatures sometimes, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, oh, it would have been cool to do voiceover on that segment and just kind of talk about it. Unfortunately, on this phone, I don't have that capability, but I recognize that that would be a cool thing. And anyway, clearly I'm just kind of word vomiting, so let's just do what we're gonna do, shall we? Wow. Stinky. Stinky ball.